pledging their support has greatly grown, which is, I think, great of the city council to say, you have to get some ownership, you have to get the community to want it, otherwise it's not going to do any good for any of us to invest in the program. And I think people have spoken and they are interested. In the last 6 months, we've had 2 very well attended public meetings with an initial request from those people to pledge their support themselves in participating in the program. Similarly, a 3-year commitment at first. So the committee right now has received over $12,000 in annual contributions over that 3-year period, each 3-year period. It's over 50 business owners we have committed at this point, building owners, the local financial institutions and private citizens. We've been assured this number is growing as the pledge drive continues. We've actually had more pouring in since I got that number, so I know it's above that. So, and again, it's more than just the Main Street interest. There is a Main Street district, but we have interest from far outside the Main Street district, from businesses and community members that see the economic impact that the Main Street program has. A follow-up pledge letter will go out this week and should confirm additional needed to make the application viable. Main Street has been investigated by interested parties in the community several times. I'm sure many of you remember that in 2010, the city partnered with the Chamber to complete a downtown assessment in which over 100 Independence residences and business people participated to develop an inventory and plan for the downtown. Later in 2010 and 2011, interested individuals began working on that Main Street Iowa program. The application, as it was seen as the best way to incorporate many areas of the downtown assessment and promote the overall health and well-being of our historic downtown. Main Street Iowa Director Tom Guzman has visited Independence and has elaborated on the bones, so to speak, that Independence has, and how the Main Street program was very specifically designed for communities just like ours, with a large amount of intact historical buildings. They've come through several times and just every time are almost begging us to apply for this, to participate, because they can see what growth we could experience from it. Numerous community visits have been completed where Independence business and building owners and community members have seen firsthand what Main Street Iowa can do for the community and how the program operates. Thus far, we have visited the Iowa Downtown Resource Center, which is the Main Street Iowa office, Cedar Falls Main Street, West Union Main Street, Hampton Main Street, Iowa Falls, Waverly, Burlington, and the Des Moines Main Streets. Obviously, you can see there's a diverse group of cities and towns of sizes and economic culture there that we've visited. We still have planned to visit the Charles City Main Street and the Belle Plaine Main Street to gain a little more insight as to what is working with their program and how they're doing and what we can do as a committee to help enhance our application and file things appropriately. I guess at this time I say thank you for letting me speak on behalf of the committee and for your time. And we ask that you support this effort to keep our downtown viable for the Main Street Matters program.
Any questions for Trish?
The thing I can't get my mind around, and I haven't got much of a mind left, but that's the relationship between the Chamber of Commerce. This sounds like another Chamber of Commerce, you know, with more vigor, I guess, but.
I understand that, Dick, because I had the same perception.
Yeah, I'm not negative on this issue, but
Right.
I talked to Larry at some length this afternoon about it. And
we're actually partnering very closely with the Chamber at this point in time.
is that what it's going to be, a partnership?
It is initially, yeah. Well, it will be long-term, but initially what we're doing is partnering with them to receive what we have proposed in the existing budget and structure is a shared office space with them, because it makes the most sense, because they currently share office space with the Economic Development
Right.
Committee, which would also play an integral part in this. So there would be in-kind donations of overhead and things to collaborate together on. We have visited several communities, and that's why we continue to do this, because some communities have remained separate entities, the Chamber and the Main Street program.
She cited one community where they actually had joined.
They have joined. Now, and we've researched both heavily and have thought about that. We think about it more of a long-term goal at this point because we want to get the program established.
But
and
not
get
a way
it-
to start.
And not a way to start.
Okay.
Exactly. And like Waverly is a community that did that, and they've done it
That's-
very
yep, that's-
successfully.
Yep, that's.
When they started separate and then conjoined efforts when they saw that efforts were overlapping. We in no way want to burden the community members or the business owners that are, already have memberships. We value what the chamber currently provides. This would be a very separate initiative right now because it would provide resources and funding opportunities that are unique to the Main Street program that we can only get if we participate as a Main Street member.
Okay. And what's your deadline on this?
Which deadline?
No,
We have.
it's not real lengthy. You can see it from here, can't
Yeah,
you?
we can see several of them. We will file a letter of intent with the state of Iowa to be filing an application in November. We then, our application is due in December.
Okay.
We find out if we are accepted as a Main Street community in January. So February, if we are accepted, when we are accepted, we would have to kind of hit the ground running to get the appropriate people in place. And then effective July 1st, we would start the program initially.
You've done your homework, haven't you?
I've tried.
You rattled right through it. That's good.
Any other questions?
I see your objective, but I don't quite understand how you figuring on getting there. I mean, grant money, or you expected loans, or,
It would be community participation, there would be membership driven. It would be an investment in the program from the people directly participating in the program. And then the city and the county, and the financial institutions, the budget is comprised of several different segments of the community that would be investing money in it each year for 3 years to support the program.
there isn't a store owner downtown that wouldn't improve their building right now, if there was a way or a mean to do it.
Right, the store owners that we have participating that have signed up have actually done a pledge every year for the first 3 years, and they've been of varying levels. Most of them have entered at like the $150 level, but several of them believe in the program, and they've invested far above and beyond that for each of the first 3 years to get it off the ground.
I actually participated back in 2010 when we had the thing and went to different committees. It was really interesting with all the input from different people, businesses, people that live in the community, and from the state. And they were, at that time, even pushing that they thought we should become a Main Street community because of our historical buildings and because of our history and the mill and just a lot of things that we have going on,
Yeah.
our events and everything. And I have, after the second meeting you had on this particular thing, have already made my pledge for 3 years because I'm very much in support of this. I think this is a good asset to our community. I think it's all going in the right direction.
Thank you. I think what kind of did the nod for me was when I saw the facts and figures in writing from the other communities about the economic impact it had
Yep.
on their communities, not just in the Main Street district, not just in the downtown, but the roles it played in additional residential development. Like we said, through economic development, through historic preservation, it's created unique residential opportunities, and we have it all up and down Main Street. And what our traditional second and third floors have been known for is not what they were intended for and that they could be. And the economic impact that's provided to other communities has really been amazing. And like I said, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen the facts and figures in front of me from the other communities that show what an impact that it had.
Now, this director, that's a 3-year appointment for that person?
Would be,
Is he or she starts
essentially they would.
day one?
Start day one, like July 1st would be their they would start as soon as we could get them hired. We would start hiring them in February, and then they would start July 1st effectively.
It's an awesome way of teamwork. I've seen so many people from so many different backgrounds, financial levels, things like that, working together for a common
Absolutely.
goal, which is to improve our community and to let our community grow. So I think it's great.
participating in the Main Street Iowa program, though, does open up, if I understand it correctly, financial opportunities for the business owner, the property owner.
It does.
Grants, loans, et cetera, that they would not otherwise have.
That they wouldn't have access to. It's specifically through the Main Street. It provides them with resources that they couldn't afford themselves otherwise. It provides them with, people on the design end of things. It provides them business guidance. They have representatives at the Main Street Iowa program that can advise them on their business areas to cut overhead, decrease expense, creative ways to create, income. So, and not everybody has the economic means when you own a store downtown to hire someone to come in and be a business consultant. So it provides those unique opportunities. It's not just if they want to paint their storefront. That's an added bonus. I mean, they have design opportunities, but they also have some unique business opportunities that they wouldn't have otherwise.
I think one thing, couple of things too that I've read in the literature that's interesting. Two arguments about this whole thing is, well, we have most of our storefronts are full. And so that's a good thing because we don't have to start from scratch. We're not waiting till half of the downtown is empty before we start to do something, and we can then take that to the next level. The other thing is I hear, well, we have a lot of older downtown business people that why would they want to put this in? One, I think it improves their business for resale, and second, somewhere in some of the literature, I remember Main Street Iowa will actually help find other people that might be interested in relocating in a community. So, I mean, they're going to gain that advantage too by becoming participants.
One of the Main Street Iowa directors in a community that we visited pointed out that he gets phone calls almost weekly, very regularly, from interested business persons hoping to open a shop or a storefront of some sort. And they're looking specifically for a Main Street community. And over the years, his program has been successful and he's filled up all of his storefronts. So he's actually turning away businesses for that opportunity because, and only because he's a Main Street community, because that person knows what they will have available to them if they open a store in that community. So they do help find ways of regenerating once someone retires, maintaining that business or finding a new suitable business to go in. And